Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone at Real Well, and Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. On the brother Caleb from the GMS UK London Forecasters came back with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. I always like to open by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites, and the real Israelites, i.e. so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly, but you will find Israelites that do look like the other nations, because we as a people have been scattered among all the nations throughout our various captivities. But if you're seed line by your forefathers, excuse me, your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like. Because Numbers 1 and 18 tells you that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So there's an article here that was published on July 9th, which isn't too long ago, just over a week or so ago. And it says, it's from Politico, it says, Tony Blair admits that the UK will need a little persuading to embrace digital ID. The former Prime Minister's suggestion is already causing a headache for the new Labour government. Now, this guy here, Tony Blair, is the former Prime Minister of the UK, and he's been making moves behind the scenes to try and push for the implementation of digital IDs. Now, the digital ID system is really linked into the MOTB system, and that's really what they're trying to push. So he's been out of the public spotlight for a while, but he's still been making power moves behind the scenes to get these New World Order agendas of the elites being pushed, and he's still working on it to this day. So that's why I thought it would be interesting to go into this article, so let's read it. It says, London, former Prime Minister Tony Blair has doubled down on his call for Britain to embrace digital IDs, while acknowledging that public scepticism would have to be overcome first. Speaking at a conference hosted by his Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, TBI, in central London on Tuesday, Blair said introducing digital IDs could improve citizens' access to public services while clamping down on benefit fraud and illegal migration. But he admitted that there would be a little work in persuading to do here, it must be said. So that's what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and market this thing to the people as if it's for their benefit. And a lot of people are going to be deceived into thinking it is for their benefit, and that's what the hour of temptation is. Hang on, let me get that, Revelation 13:10. Revelation 13:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them which dwell upon the earth. So when that mark is implemented, it's going to be very tempting. You know, people are going to be thinking that they're actually improving their lives by acquiescing to taking the mark. And, you know, it's going to be pushed on all the people. But we'll get into that. Let me read on. Blair's suggestion is already causing a headache for the UK's new Labour government, where he retains considerable influence. See, as I'm saying, even though he's been out of the public spotlight for over 16 years or so, he's still been making power moves behind the scenes, which shows you that all these prime ministers are just puppets set up to play their parts. But Tony Blair is up there in the elite circles. Forgive me. His attempts to introduce compulsory ID cards while Prime Minister were deeply unpopular and ultimately scrapped under the coalition government. After Blair argued that we should move as the world is moving to digital ID as a way to control immigration, ensuring we know precisely who has a right to be here. In the Sunday Times article this week, Business Secretary John Reynolds appeared to rule it out over the weekend. However, Technology Secretary Peter Carl has said he wants to make it easier for people to access public services using a single login as part of his ambition to harness technology to improve how people interact with the state. So this is all, you can see they're really talking about the mark here when they say this. Let's get Revelation. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So they want to control every activity that people do through this one, this system. And that's what the elites are working towards, and they've got their politicians and prime ministers working towards the same agenda, because that's their whole plan. As I said, I'll read it again. However, Technology Secretary Peter Carr has said he wants to make it easier for people to access public services using a single login as part of his ambition to harness technology to improve how people interact with the state. Right now, the priority when it comes to accessing digital services or online services, or services per se, is actually about verification. Carl told ITV's Peston on Monday, ID cards conjure images of universal service that affects everybody online and offline and everywhere else. The Director for Government Innovation at the TBI, Jager Kakad, told Political that the ideas have been misunderstood and that the organization is not advocating for mandatory digital ID cards. Everyone likes to talk about their ID cards or government ID. That's not actually our proposal. Kakad said to TBI's vision is for people to be given the ability to connect their data across the public sector. Not much more in this article. The organization argues that countries including Italy, Estonia and India have already created similar systems. However, it is not clear how a non-mandatory system would help control illegal immigration. In his speech on Tuesday, Blairs said embracing artificial intelligence was the only game changer in addressing Britain's current economic malaise. Blairs said a public sector embrace of AI would save a fifth of workforce time, while investing in AI-embedded education can raise education attainment and boost GDP by 6% in the long term. A paper published by the TBI on Tuesday said adopting AI in the public sector could save taxpayers $10 billion per year by the end of the current parliament, while AI-driven growth in the private sector could offset the extra fiscal pressure facing the UK up to 2040. Digital IDs alone would save $2 billion a year by reducing fraud and increasing efficiency, it said. So that's all, fluff speak to try and justify the implementation of a MOTB system in which everybody would be forced to participate, otherwise they'll be X'd out of the system and not be allowed to buy or sell or interact or access any services, because that's what Esau wants. Esau wants that complete total control over the people, and that's why I read Revelation 3 and 10. I'll read it again, because we're coming into some serious times. The amount of pressure that's going to be put upon the elect for not taking this or not complying with this system, it's going to be a very troubling time. Revelation 3:10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which will come upon all the world. So everybody's going to be faced with this, put on the pressure of having to take this thing or not, to try them that dwell upon the earth. And we already saw how this type of pressure works with the whole C19 thing. They've done a trial one with that, in terms of putting pressure on the people, saying that if you don't take the VAC, you won't be able to retain your jobs, you won't be able to work, you won't be able to do this and do that. And a lot of people rolled up their sleeves and they took the jab to their own detriment. So those same people that were prepared to roll up their sleeves and take the jab, which the majority of people did, are the same people who will be willing to roll up their sleeves and take this mark when it's implemented and it's pushed full force when it comes down the pipe. And it is coming down the pipe because you've got characters here like Tony Blair who are working overtime to try and get this agenda pushed and fulfilled, because that's their whole plan. That is what they're working towards. You know, there is an agenda that these elites have, and they want to see this agenda accomplished. But the Most High is not going to allow them to fulfill their agenda, because he's going to, what does the scripture say? When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall rain snares upon him, roughly paraphrasing that precept. So Esau's not going to get to fulfill it, but he's going to come down close and he's going to go all out in trying. So yeah, we've got to stay up and we've got to stay aware, because we're not, you know, what is it Peter, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let me get that. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan. So forgive me, let me read that again. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So this is one of his devices right here, and we're not ignorant of it. So you can see what they're trying to do, and we've got to stay in the spirit to resist this thing. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on that. So with that, giving all praises, honor and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakodash. Let me say that again, Raha. I've got to get into the Ha sound more. Giving all praise, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakodash. Double honours unto the elders and apostles of great millstone that rule well. Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. And I'll catch you in the next video, Lord willing. Shalom for now.